buenas tardes. Got a Mayito Minute here for you. Driving in the car, which means that you already know a Mayito Minute can happen any given place at any given time. Let me get my windows rolled up here. The struggle is real, y'all. I do not have air conditioning in my car. Texas heat, no AC, but hey, that's why I'm rocking a tank top when I drive all the time, pretty much. I'm on my way to a meeting, but I did want to give you a little Mayito Minute to talk about something that occurred a couple of weeks ago at this place where I'm currently being employed called Atlet Sports. It's a gym here in Midlothian, Texas, which is right near Waxahachie where I live. And I was not expecting this to happen, but it did, and it made a great talking point for some of the groups that I got later on in the day. Here's the scenario. The young men and women, high school athletes are working out in this particular gym. Alongside, and unbeknownst to some of them, 4 players in the NFL. Now, when I brought those young athletes back to me to have our chat, I asked them if they had realized that there were 4 NFL athletes working out in the gym at the same time that they were. Some of them did, and they raised their hand saying they did. Some of them didn't. But here was the sticking point, and here's where I took this conversation. I asked them if the NFL players were wearing shoes on their feet. All of them answered yes. I asked them if they had shirts on. All of them answered yes, they did. Did these particular NFL athletes, did they have 2 arms and 5 fingers on their hands? To which they answered yes. Then I started getting some kind of odd looks. They were wondering where I was taking all of this, and so I decided to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag and let them know where I was going. I said, do you realize that these NFL players are no different in terms of how they look than you and I? They're human beings just like us. And all of them kind of sat and marinated on that a second. And I said, this is critical to how you see things. I said, yes, these players are in the NFL and they do play football at the highest level. But do you understand that they are just like you and I, that they had to put their shoes on this morning, that they had to drive over to the gym, that they were doing the same exact exercises that these young men and women were doing in their gym, in their workout. But now here's the variable. I asked these young men and women, I said, let me ask you another question though. Were any of you watching them work out? Did any of you notice the effort that they were putting into these particular drills, the same drills that you were doing? And I said, now that's the difference. Were you giving the same effort level that these athletes were giving? Some of them could genuinely answer yes, because I was watching them work out, and some of them were maybe giving their best effort. But the majority of them were not. And so I separated the fact that some of these NFL guys can run a faster 40 time than some of the people working out in the gym, or they can jump higher, or they can lift more. I took that out of the equation because that is out of these young athletes. It's not in their control. But I did give them the one thing they could control, and that was their effort level. And I said, you guys can match the effort level of these NFL players if you truly want to. Now that's the thing. Some of them will, and some of them won't. And that's where the difference is made between champions and those athletes that just go through the motions. The last thing, I played upon those athletes that didn't know that the NFL players were in the gym. I said, how could you not know? I mean, they're in the NFL. They're big-time names. How do you not know that? And once again, I took the opportunity to drive home the point. The reason why you don't know is because they are no different than you and I. And so, for those of us that have that complex, for those of us that generally tend to give others too much credit and not give ourselves as much credit as we should, I just want this to be a breath of fresh air for you. You are no different than anybody who's risen to the highest level in the particular sport that you are currently participating in. You can give 100% every single day. It is not past you to rise to the same level that they are. Give 100% every single day. And the NFL or whatever other professional level you're looking at is also a possibility for you. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's time to roll these windows back down because it's starting to get hot in here. Hasta luego. Till the next time.